All right, so I've got everything set up to be able to do a citation for a source found on Galileo. All right, that's annoying because that one didn't work. So I've got a Google Doc open, ready for me to just go ahead and start typing. I've got the homepage for Galileo pulled up. I already signed in. And I've got OWL, MLA, Works Cited electronic sources pulled up. I've scrolled down to find an article from an online database or other electronic subscription service. This is what you need. If you scroll up, this one sounds good too, an article in an online scholarly journal. And a lot of the ones that you're going to find are. But we are paying for this service. It's part of your enrollment in Young Harris. So we are using electronic subscription service. All right. And then this tab is just, I already practiced, and so that's my reference. So I'm going to go to search. Always use the advanced search option. And I hope you watched those videos and found the help videos for Galileo and found the box to check that limits your search to just full text. So, but being able to click this knocks out things in your search that you won't be able to actually access, which you might have run into. So let's say I'm going to do my paper on wrongful convictions and United States. Remember, I somewhat explained that in one of the last videos, but all right, let's hit search. All right, so our very first hit sounds good, but, and once the image loads, over here on the left, there we go, it's an ebook. It's unrealistic for me to read an entire book before this paper is due, but it's not necessarily unrealistic to find a chapter or two. So ebooks aren't necessarily out, but there are plenty of articles for all of these topics that you can use. Ebook, academic journal. Okay, so that's going to most likely be a lot shorter. You can see page numbers over here. All right, now an academic journal, that sounds good. A full-on book, we don't need that. All right, and ooh, okay, let's do this one. Like I didn't already practice with this one. All right, the judge made me do it. That's a good title, right? Evaluating how judicial expression in plea negotiations may contribute to wrongful convictions. I'm hooked. Let's do this one. So we're going to click on the actual link, and it's going to pull us up to a page that all of your sources should have. All of the sources you used from Galileo should have some kind of page like this, and this is largely where you're going to get the information for the source, for the citation. So to be able to use this, I have already read the entire article. I made notes about the entire article, and I know how I might be able to use it in my paper because I am familiar with the entire article. So don't take stuff out of context. It makes your paper look not so good. So, all right, so we want to use this. Let's go back to more or less the title page is what this actually is. And we're going to go over here and see what we need first. In every citation for MLA, if you have an author, that's what you're going to start with. So if we look at both of these citations, both of these, they both have author names first. So who wrote this? Prentice L. White. Now, this is all in caps. You do not put everything all in caps when you do MLA. So we're going to come over here, White, Prentice L, and period. Okay, period. Now, the title of the article comes next, and it's in quotation marks. So, judge made me do it, colon. There we go. Evaluating how judicial expression in plea negotiations may contribute to wrongful convictions, period, quotation marks. All right, cool. Period, quotation marks, period, quotation marks. Okay, now we've got something in italics right here. So we know, because I'm telling you, that this is going to be the journal that this is from. So, source, look at that. Willamette Law Review. In italics, Willamette Law Review. And then undo italics. Okay. All right. Volume and then number. Volume and then number. All right. Look at that. Volume 54, issue 1. Vol 54. And I'm going to say issue 1 because it doesn't say number. You can see right here that this says volume 50 and then NO is number 1. Ours doesn't say that. It says volume and then issue. So we're going to leave it as issue. And then we have a date here. This one has an actual full-on date. This one just has a year. Let's see what we've got. We've got fall 2017. Let's keep the whole thing. Comma, fall 2017. And then let's see what we need next. All right, comma, and then the page range. Comma, PV period, and then I bet it's going to be on here. Look at that. 137 to 170. 137 to 170. All right. And then period. And then online databases. Wiley Online Library. This one's from ProQuest. So how do we know? Let me tell you. There are 2 things that I'm considering for this that I would not mark incorrect. This info sheet straight up says database : legal source, as in legal source is the database. If that happens and that's what you go with, that's fine because that's literally what it's saying. But if you find something on Galileo, it's powered by EBSCOhost. It's almost like EBSCOhost is Target and Galileo is a brand. And then all of these articles are like different things labeled with that brand, kind of. So EBSCOhost is what's going to come next. And OWL right here tells us ProQuest right there and Wiley Online Library. It needs to be in italics. So italics, EBSCO, and then there's no space. EBSCOhost. And then we've got a comma. Yep, comma. Okay, now they show a DOI. Looking at this info sheet, don't see a DOI. So if a DOI is not provided, use the URL instead. So I would go ahead and go to the actual full text because if I am citing the source, then I need to go to the source. I don't need to just go to the info sheet. So we're going to click on this, Control C. Going to come over here, Control V. Maybe. There we go. I might do it twice now. There it is. Okay, undo. Okay, EBSCOhost. All right, so we've got the URL. They've got DOIs, period. Period. And then it says add an access date if you want to. 25 April 2020, and all citations in MLA end in A, period. All right, that's it, guys. Now we're going to highlight the whole thing. Format, line space, no, align and indent, my bad. Indentation options, and hanging, apply. Ta-da! All right, so that's how to do it completely on your own. You know that it is 100% right. If you are on the info page, you can see a lot of options over on the right. Actually, they're on there too. There's this really cool option that you can save it straight to your Google Drive so you don't have to go back to Galileo every time, which I think is awesome. You can directly print it, you can email it to yourself, etc., etc. But then there's this little word called Cite. And if you click on that, it gives you a whole bunch of citations. And looking at your bibliographies, I don't think many of you scrolled down to find MLA, and so it was very obvious that you didn't do it yourself, and so on. So this is my favorite. I saw this kind a few times, Brazilian National Standards, because it's on top. So you got to scroll down, MLA, look at that. Okay, so this is actually pretty close to what we just did, right? First of all, this doesn't need to be in all caps. And then this whole one right here, no need. All of this is good. They did turn issue into number. Fine with that. Either one is good. Fall 2017 page, EBSCOhost. And then the URL is a little bit different because we just went in and copied and pasted. And then they chose not to put the access date because that wouldn't make any sense, right? It would have to change. They'd have to code it somehow to show the date that you were actually looking at it. So this is pretty close, right? This, though, right here, this is going to tip me off that you just copied and pasted it and didn't go back and check it. So I'm fine with you using this, but you need to know how to use this page to go back and fix it. This can be such simple points to earn on your Works Cited page if you just plug in the right stuff. A few things about this: if there is no date, you just skip it. If there's no volume or number, you just skip it. You don't put any placeholders. That's an old school way. Oh, let's look at this. We gotta boop, 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 boop. Take out the HTTP. There we go. Don't make up any information. And remember that if you find it on Galileo, then it's most likely through EBSCOhost. And I believe that covers it.